And welcome to Yoda Soda Creations podcast. Girlfriends, stories, this is like maybe steals or 3 cents.
Yep. Another week, another show. More Pokemon stream, obviously, with my provided video in the background. Actually, funny thing that. So, last week, streamed the same day, streamed that video. I then streamed Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So, yeah, I've built up a bit of a backlog. Like, yay, I was productive this week. uh, Although after the next stream, I'm gonna have to do a bit of grinding because yeah, I did get the experience all, but honestly, in Gen 1, it's not all that great. So yeah. Other than that, um, been recording more Owl House. Oh, I got a new tablet. Yeah, I decided to finally replace my Nook Galaxy Tab E. Yeah, cause it's slow and its battery isn't that great. And it was made in like 2015, so it's kind of old. Yeah, got it's not like one of those regular name brand tablets. It's just like, okay, it's somewhat recent, has a good battery, good specs, good size, and because there was a lightning deal, a coupon, and I had credit it saved up, I only spent $50 on it. So yeah, I've been spending like the last hour or so just getting it all loaded up. Of course, at first it's like, why aren't my programs finding any of the files? And then I realized, wait, app settings, allow file access. uh, it's always the small things. But yeah. Also put together my Christmas wish list. Mostly some anime DVDs, the cheaper ones from my Amazon wish list. Some parts to mod my my PS2, and an original model Wii. Because originally I was gonna mod my GameCube, but that requires soldering and that's too much hassle. Whereas with the Wii, you can soft mod that and just play Wii and GameCube games that way off of a hard drive. So I figured that that'd probably be the easier route. I I mean, yeah, my aunt has a Wii, but it's a Wii Mini, and yeah, without the SD card slot or anything like that, yeah, you can't really soft mod it. Yeah, other than that, it was an okay work week. We had like Wednesday, we actually had a Halloween program. Like, a lot of the members were all dressed up and everything. I wish I had realized that was going to be the case, because like I would have at least tried to do something. Not sure if I actually have anything that would, fit, but it would have been nice. And then Thursday was, I think, well, it was some other program. Don't really remember what it was. And Friday was just a normal dinner. And of course, next week is a like normal week set, like no days off. And then the following week, I work Tuesday, but I'll have Friday off because I'll be at the convention. And if I'm correct, the first convention is Oricon, so yeah, I might have some time free for that weekend. I mean, if I don't have, of course, if I don't have it on Saturday, I'll definitely have it on Sunday. Like, But yeah. Also, I refill. Like I mentioned before, I have one of those circle things for my water bottle. I'd actually refilled one of the ones I got from Walmart, and yeah, it's lasted like the entire week so far. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, right. Um, yeah. Oh yeah, turns out there was actually whatchamacallit, a Mew distribution event for the virtual console titles, I guess, or something. So I didn't have to use the trainer fly glitch to get the Mews. So, whoops. Eh, it was just nice to kind of show it off, you know? But yeah. Um, yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, that was my week. Pretty good. How was your week?
Cut the Sunday action per usual, even though threw a bit of a and I'm throwing a bit of a curveball into it. Thankfully, that was taken care of. Later on in the day, as I got cut up, as I ended up missing close to the first half. I'll talk more about those details later.
Okay.
Minor problems for the rest of the week. Still managed to get some of that weekly stuff taken care of. schedule went over well for Friday. So I think I'm going to getting the sheet done before session today, but somehow I managed, even though I had to do some trimming. After I spent most of the day towards the south, the old friend, of course, of sorts. Basically, some things I've talked about over the course of the last year or so. Friendly urban doors from long ago. Friendly urban doors from long ago. Great to be back. This, there were some limitations for the time being. And so I'm going to check the list of what we had to work with in other parts of the area. Hopefully find another opportunity somewhere down the line, as there was one thing that we But I nearly forgot.
Okay. So, so yeah.
But yeah, pretty much a damn, that was worth the wait.
That's good. Right. So, this week, uh, something a bit different. Not quite to the Owl House yet, because, yeah, Halloween's coming up, so more Hell of a Boss. Also, YouTube ponies. There's that too. Probably would have been done more Hell of a Boss this month, but well, then Pony happened, and yeah, and the next month Pony's happening again. Eh. Also, just wondering your thoughts on this particular idea, the FNAF movie. What do you think of that for an episode? Yeah, as my cousin has a peacock account on, and I can and yeah. Like maybe not this year, but like Halloween season next year, maybe. I don't know. Just something to think about. Heck, is a little bit of a news spoiler, but apparently it's been doing pretty good, even if the reviews aren't that great. Anyway, right, videos. So YouTube ponies. So Pip's having a bad hair day. In fact, everyone's having a bad hair day. Yeah, something about Pip's new hair softeners just got like everyone's hair all like monstery, like going all crazy, eating things. Yeah, so it's like okay, something like this. At first, it's like, oh no, my hair's going crazy. I need to hide it. And then she gets outside, and everyone else's hair is going crazy. Like, wait, it's not just me. Wait, what? Like, okay, what causes? Okay, the hair softener, right? But why? Oh, and the Pip and I forget her name, but it was like the Pony Scout pony from that one episode. And I like her design. Yeah, but yeah, they figure out that yeah, I guess Sparky grew some hair, like a mustache, ripped it off, tossed it in the batch of hair softener, and like yeah, that caused the like the crazy hair activity. It's like oh, okay, that's sure. Like, okay, how to fix it? Oh, right, Dragonfire. Dragonfire is the solution to is the cause and solution to basically any issue in this series. Like, okay, bottle up Dragonfire. How do you bottle Dragonfire? Just have Sparky breathe into the bottle, like you spray it and it'll just come out as a burst of flame. Okay, sure, whatever. Magical ponies, whatever. Like, okay. So she goes to all the ponies in town with hair shoes, and she's like, and to to their hair, she's like, "You're not you when you're hungry. Have some dragon fire." And then every pony's hair was on fire. Just kidding. It just fixed the issue. Although the fact that the hair was actually trying to eat things, like, we could weaponize this. Like, hey, if Equestria comes under invasion, just like whip up a new batch of dragon hair specialty hair softener, and like, okay, everyone's mains attack. Although, actually, the whole thing with with dragon hair and weird hair growth actually reminded me of a particular story from the Ranma One Half manga, where it's like, oh yeah, dragon hair. If eaten by a bald person, gives them lets them grow new hair. But if someone that still has hair has it, causes the grow uncontrollably until they go bald. It's like, huh. Never thought I'd find something to compare to a Ranma story in Pony, but hey, here we go. Then again, and there's a pony-fied version of Ranma in Fluttershy's shack during Nightmare Night that one time. So yeah, yeah, it's one of those funny similarities that you kind of notice. But yeah, it's like, okay, good episode, kind of weird. Once again, dragons cause and solve issues. That, that's like the thing for this generation is, what is goal? Goal? Dragon. There's an issue. How do we fix it? Dragon. I mean, not all the time. And like, admittedly, like for the past while, they haven't been leaning so much on the dragon, having dragon whatever be the solution or cause of issue. But it's like, is this one of those things you notice? But yeah, it was pretty good. Now for Hell of a Boss. Episode 5, The Harvest Moon Festival. Or under the new licensing agreement, The Story of Seasons Festival. Video game humor, don't worry about it. Long story short, or people who were making the Harvest Moon games, I guess, had the issue with like the original rights owners, so they couldn't. When they remade the game, they couldn't call it Harvest Moon anymore, so they changed it to Story of Seasons. But it's still like the Harvest Moon game, just under a new title, and like supposedly like the actual Harvest Moon games haven't been that great as of late, so now the Story of Seasons is basically the true Harvest Moon games, except it's not called Harvest Moon. Tangent aside, so right, the Harvest Moon Festival. So, actually, hold on a moment. Been a while since we've done Hell of a Boss, so just getting the character sheet up. Right. So yeah, Blitzo gets an invitation to the Harvest Moon Festival during a night with Stolas, so they stay over at Millie's place. Now, Millie's parents aren't exactly approving of Moxie, but whatever. And eh, eh, try not to get too into recap mode, but it's another one of those episodes where like Moxie is feeling kind of insecure about himself and his relationship with Millie. Like, oh yeah, so like he's not as strong as this other new character here. Like that's not what actually matters. Also, the new character in this episode, at least for this season, is voiced by Norman Reedus. Yeah, that's cool. So apparently he gets replaced by Bosca O in season 2. So, okay. I guess they ran out of bonus celebrity money. Anyway, so yeah, there's this whole competition thing going on. Like, oh yeah, like who's the toughest, who's the toughest guy around? And eventually gets down to Blitzo and new guy Striker, and it's like, so yeah, right, trying to stay away from full recapping. So yeah, Moxie finds out that yeah something's off about Striker, and then there's a fight, and then like eventually everyone's fighting, and Striker gets away, and we find out that like yeah the whole thing where Solus is sleeping with Blitzo. Yeah, it turns out Stolas's lady isn't too happy about this. Yep. Second one. I'm or maybe not. Hold on, let me check. Oh yeah, yeah. Like I was looking through the voice list. Like, oh okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Like I said, we haven't done Hell of a Boss in a while, so it's like, wait, who does what now? When? Yeah, it's like, hmm. Okay, putting a hit out on. Well, okay, it's his ex lady, but still. No, no, wait, no, not ex. Still Stolas his wife. Uh, yeah, yeah. Uh, hold on a second. It's a bit warm in here. Or I'm gonna open the window. The temperatures have just been kind of weird today. It was like all bright and stuff earlier today, and it's like, uh, hold on a second. But yeah, point is, yeah, Moxie insecure, Millie trying to be supportive, and eventually Moxie does sort of a little bit get approval from Millie's parents just for standing up for her. So like, okay, cool. Yeah, interesting episode. Um, yeah, Luna was there too. Admittedly, she didn't really do much this episode, but she was there. Um, yeah, yeah, different, kind of different from like the usual. Well, maybe not. Uh, it's been so long. It's like, wait, what am? What happened in the episodes I'm trying to compare this to? Uh, yeah, it's like a good episode. Sorry, just a little bit off my game with this one. uh, oh, what did you think of the episodes?
Toronto pricing of book one. Can't quite. Oh yeah, and also Owl House. I believe this kind of thing has. I think this kind of thing has been sort of a. It's kind of basically what came up because kind of basically what came up and. As I said during the watch, as I said during the, as I said during the watch, this just got deep and real, yo.
Yeah.
Things get a bit elevated from somewhat further than you can never somewhat further than because we got going that was occasions with the royal family. Something beforehand it wasn't exact. Something beforehand it wasn't. Well, it was a bit less. Something there was a sense of. Sense of seriousness. slightly Jersey's perspective, but my guess is furthest west from the Rainier area must be a bit hotter than it. Must be a bit hotter than was where we were, where it was clear, clear sunny, and yet the air was cold. There was even a frost in the morning. Decided to go to summer, decided to go into the summer read fellow and might have been a game he was kept into at some point, but other than that, I'm seeing Walking Dead, Blade 2, and my other so not for what he's used to. Possibly some fairly very good number of raisins. So that could be something.
Right.
Had to rewatch Nobody Land to make sure it didn't hear it incorrectly. Obvious specification of a probably acronym, probably something else, probably use in addition to what's called assumative.
Hmm.
Also done with it. definitely did well escalating it further from simplicity. But it looked like at the start. There doesn't feel something that Pip needs to get out of the habit of. Leaving herself and mixtures out in the open.
Oh.
If she could be more quick about getting them finished and or possibly leaving them undercover rental stores looking key or something, then maybe these kind of disasters would be avoided.
Yeah.
Surprised I didn't think of the Snickers thing until you did.
Yeah.
Well, something I am going to hold it. I am going to hold again. I am going to hold again before we get to the point there. Can't think of other instances here where I think of in Hulk, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely not the only one that's able to try to twist that try to twist a set credits to something a bit more useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, for interesting. Other interesting. something tells me that's going to add a little bit to some later episodes if thumbnails are some indication.
Okay. Right. Getting to Dario Scardapain is set as showrunner for Daredevil Born Again. Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead are set to direct. Got a first look at Snow White starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot in theaters on March 21st, 2025. Pixar's, Pixar's Elio has been delayed to June 13th, 2025. The Black Phone 2 will release on June 27th, 2025. Unfortunately, they got there too late, and they were all out of the silver and lavender versions. Invincible Season 2 premieres in 1 week. Brian Innifer hints that Nelson and Murdoch's eviction notice in Spider-Man 2 could allude to future content. Quote, stay tuned. Good find, though. David Fincher says his pitch for a Spider-Man film in 1999 didn't include Peter's origin story. Quote, they weren't fucking interested. They were like, why would you want to eviscerate the origin story? And I was like, because it's dumb. Yeah, I mean, uh, like, I get why you do origin stories for some characters that aren't as well known, but like characters like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, they're pretty much like the most widely known comic characters of all time. So that like, if you want to skip the origin story, then feel free. Like, I mean, hell, it worked for the MCU Spider-Man films. Chad, Chad Stahelski's Highlander movie reboot starring Henry Cavill is moving forward at Lionsgate. Filming is looking to begin in 2024 with a budget north of $100 million.
Getting back a little bit, it's important to remember that comic films weren't quite as refined, I guess, as they were these days. So I guess it kind of makes sense that the studios want to include the origins, especially on the fact that most people going to the theater would most likely not have been doing all that reading.
That's fair.
Unless, of course, some of the cartoons that came out beforehand, any cartoon that came out beforehand might have touched upon it.
Yeah, it my stance is that if your characters had like four plus shows of any sort within the past decade or two, you're probably fine skipping the origin story in your movie.
Haven't quite, haven't seen it, though I kind of wonder if he was alluding to the possibility that the Fox Kids cartoon might have touched on it.
Maybe. Well, to get either the Fox Kids one, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, uh, Spider-Man Unlimited, although that was like a weird side thing. So, that MTV. Okay, the MTV one came after the movie, so never mind. Uh, but yeah. Speaking of Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man will follow an older Peter Parker becoming Spider-Man. Jonathan Hickman says they really wanted to lean into him starting his superhero life from a very different place than what's traditionally expected. And that's fine. That is literally what the multiverse is for. Eh, right.
Sounds like the only time the Ultimate Universe might actually pull through at some point.
True, on the other hand, A, it's the Ultimate Universe, and B, it's Peter Parker. I'm just like, okay, countdown until total destruction. Because as we know, Peter Parker can't have nice things. Even though he's definitely earned them by this point. Seriously, give the guy a break already. James Wan says Batman is probably not an Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom. But those scenes were just to have something in the bank in case to explain time continuity if we came out first. But it ended up with Aquaman 2 coming after The Flash. Studios will reportedly stop negotiating with SAG-AFTRA after until January unless they get a deal in the next week. Whatever. Guess we won't have any movies next year. Robert Pattinson's The Batman suit was temporarily added to Batman Arkham Knight. The skin is now removed from the game as it was released early accidentally by Rocksteady. Is it expected to be released on December 1st alongside the Nintendo release of the Arkham trilogy? And I'm willing to bet by now someone's already modded it back, made a mod to add it back into the game. Don't underestimate game modders. They are surprisingly quick at their work. Got to first look at The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. It will be the first ever fully animated Looney Tunes feature-length movie created for a movie theater audience. Oh, so there's the earth-shattering kaboom.
I also could never think that Marvin's going to be involved.
If he's not, I'm gonna be really disappointed. Although, Earth blows up, they look towards Marvin, and it's like, what? Wasn't me. Just because you know, anyone with even the slight knowledge of Looney Tunes would be thinking in like, oh, Earth blew up. Must have been Marvin. I Robert Kirkman says there are so many surprise actors that are in Invincible season 3 that are not in season 2. He adds that there will never be a release gap between seasons as long as the one between season 1 and season 2.
That was my strange other. That was my strange other thoughts. Something similar to the aliens from Space Jam.
Ah, yeah.
Obviously, though, this is going to be its own direction, all new content. Nothing like any of the offerings from previous. Nothing like any of the offerings previously. Obviously, the live action animation blends, as well as blends of new content plus.
Yeah. A fight has broken out at an early screening of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Because of course it did. John Carpenter on it had this to say on if he's one of the masters of horror films. Quote, sorry, I'm eating a popsicle. I'm not a master of anything. I just want to play video games and watch basketball. That's all I care about doing. I don't want to bother anybody. Oh. John Carpenter, everyone. that that is just a great response. So we got a first in-engine look and gameplay look at Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Here's hoping it's good and no, not overly clunky and unoptimized. Okay, who am I kidding? It's a modern game release. Of course, it's gonna be unoptimized.
Also, who knows where the series is going without Kojima's involvement?
Yeah. Then again, aside from a missing chapter of MGS5, I mean, that's not a bad stopping point for the series. Because we got the answer to why there was two big boss fights in the original Metal Gear games, despite supposedly killing Big Boss in Metal Gear 1. That was actually Venom Snake. An actual Big Boss was in MGS2. Or was it the other way around? Point is, that explains that bit. Like, no more Solid Snake after MGS4 because like he was all old and stuff. Sure, he got like right in with Revengeance, but like, okay, that was a decent side story. Like if they wanted to do more with that, sure, but like there isn't really any like loose dangling plot threads to pick up as, as like as far as I can think of it off the top of my head. So like, yeah. Also, we don't mention Metal Gear Survive. That never happened. Speaking of Metal Gear Solid, supposedly people data mined the collection and found notes talking about Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid 4, and Metal Gear Solid 5. So here's hoping Collection 2 is a thing that has those. So that'll be one less thing I'll need my PS3 for. I mean, I'll still have it for like the Dynasty Warrior Gundam games, but yeah. Honestly, a lot of PS3 games are stuck in purgatory right now.
All this, I guess, handling isn't as bad as how Mega Man is doing without Inafune.
True. And at least for Castlevania, at least we have the Bloodstained games. It's like, okay, at least that creator is like, okay, I'm gonna make a spiritual successor, and I'm gonna do it right. Whereas with Mighty Number Nine, it made people who pre-ordered it cry like anime fans at like anime fans on prom night. Seriously, what were they thinking when they advertised like that? Anyway, a study claims that 48% of Gen Z feel that sex and sexual content is not needed for the plot of most TVs and movies. 51.5% reportedly want to see more content focused on friendships and platonic relationships. That's fair.
And I don't blame them. Me, usually more, usually leaning more towards the family film angle.
Yeah. Christopher Nolan on why time is a recurring theme in his movies. Quote, I've always lived in it. It sounds glib, but it's the truth. It's the most fundamental part of our human experience. It's how we perceive the world is defined by time. That kind of makes a bit of sense, yeah. That's fair. Jean-Claude Van Damme says he wanted to star in the Fast and Furious franchise, but Vin Diesel said, no, I don't want him. Oof. Daniel Radcliffe is executive producing a documentary titled David Holmes, The Boy Who Lived. Documentary follows his former stunt double who was left paralyzed following an accident from an explosion on the Harry Potter set. Releases November 15th on HBO. Snoop Dogg, Will Ferrell, and John C. Reilly perform Boats and Hoes from Step Brothers at a concert. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2 is no longer expected to keep that title. It's also been delayed to March 23rd, 2025. A Quiet Place Day 1 has been delayed to June 28th, 2024. Spider-Man Far From Home releases on Disney Plus on November 3rd. Good Omens is likely to be renewed for season 3 at Prime Video. It is also reportedly likely to be the show's final season. Sean Levy says Kathleen Kennedy's central mandate for his Star Wars film is, I want a Sean Levy movie. I want a story and a tone that reflects you and your taste and what you bring to your movie, with a Star Wars story. So, make one of your movies, but make it more Star Wars. Eh, not not the worst set of instructions. A24 has acquired the true crime podcast The Girlfriends to turn into a TV series. It follows the true story of a group of women who band together to put a murderous ex in jail. The writer's room for One Piece Season 2. Quote, like the Straw Hats, we're adding some new faces to our crew. Can't wait to share what adventures we have in store. Yeah, sounds like they're having fun. At least the One Piece live adaptation is good, cause yeah, from what I've seen of the so far for the Yu Yu Hakusho adaptation, like ooh, as one commenter posted, I've seen cosplayers that look better. Mind you, that's not saying much, cause like cosplayers are typically dedicated to their art, but yeah, it does not look good. I mean, hell, from the framing of from the shot, it looks like Hiei is taller than Kuwabara is. Like, seriously, you guys had one job. Uh,
Just one.
okay, multiple jobs, but that was one of them.
I had to.
Uh, although we haven't heard anything about like the original creator being involved in the project, so that says a lot. Then again, it's dude can barely like work on his own manga, let alone supervise a t- uh, a show production.
Guess it's been into before. Who knows whether it'll fall into the same trap as Halo.
Yeah, it's like we're talking the manga creator that's so infamous for his long hiatuses. Like, okay, okay, a 2-year hiatus that ended in 2014, then went on another hiatus, came back in 2016. Then 2 months later, went on another hiatus, came back 2017. 2 months later, went on hiatus again, came back in 2018, went on hiatus a couple months later, but only lasted 5 months that time until November, then ended hiatus again. It's like, dude, like I know you're dedicated to your manga, but at this point, this is when you have to start delegating the artwork to someone else. Point is, dude is not in good shape and is severely overworked. Well, not really overworked considering all the hiatus. He's just not in good shape. So yeah, honestly, probably a good thing he's not supervising the live action. Anyway, Matthew Vaughn says Marvel should focus on less is more, make less films and concentrate on making them great. Yeah, its over reliance on CGI and superhero movies has fucked up everything as well because you feel like you're watching a video game. Not that there's anything wrong with watching video games. Let's Plays are popular for a reason. Bob, Barbara Broccoli says James Bond TV spin-offs will not happen. But our focus is making the feature films. When we get going on a James Bond movie, it takes our full attention for 3 to 4 years, so that's our focus. And that's fair. Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos says they've been trying very hard to get a deal done to end the SAG-AFTRA strike, despite being the ones who left the negotiating table and refused to offer any meaningful counterproposals. I mean, we tried offering to pay them even less, but for some reason they didn't like that offer. Ant-Man 3 negative reviews by critics shocked Marvel Studios. Also, Disney CEO reportedly exhausted and overwhelmed after multiple box office flops. They've also apparently canceled multiple live-action movies following the Snow White drama. Wait. Disney's new animated movie continues a controversial heroin trade that started 13 years ago. Okay, what is it this time? The socially awkward, quirky, unsure of themselves princess trope. Okay. My Little Pony is once again up for nomination into the Toy Hall of Fame. My Little Pony Generation 4 show content is apparently still partially owned by Discovery Family, limited what G5 can use. Eh, well, okay, that's interesting. Oh, God. Freaking rights disputes. This is why we can't get any of the. Oh, okay. I shouldn't say any, because we did get, like, Super Robot Wars 30 or whatever it was. Well, for the most part, we can't really get, like, the Super Robot Wars games, just because it's a mishmash of different rights holders. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I mean, to be fair, Gen 5 is, like, supposed to be doing its own thing, so try not to overly rely on the previous generation, and it's probably helping it. But, like, that being a reason why it can't use some Gen 5 stuff, like, okay, that sure. I mean, it happens.
This is also why not family crossovers are a double-edged sword.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like crossovers when you have the rights to both shows. That's easy. Crossovers on the rights are on, like, the things are owned by different people. That's completely different, and like, yeah, it makes things a lot harder. I, like, I remember back in the day, used to be Buffy and Angel were on the same network. Then Buffy moved stations, so it's like, okay, didn't really get any crossovers anymore until the final season of Buffy, and it's like, oh hey, Angel came back. Like, okay, that was, it's cool because you don't really expect that given the fact that shows were on different networks at that point. Like, when stuff like that happens, that kind of makes it more special. Because it means that they put in the extra work to actually manage to put it all together. So really, with the Gen 4 stuff that we do get, we should appreciate it. Because it just might mean that they had to go through some extra hoops just to do that.
That's also kind of referring to the consistent roster changes when it comes to the Smash series.
Yes. Uh, so the Pokemon Horizons anime unveils a new visual and updated ending theme. Crunchyroll to stream That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Kalea's Dream anime. Digimon Adventure 02, the beginning anime film, streams opening video. Yeah, I saw some comments from people who actually saw the movie, and it's like, eh. Once again, it's like super focused on, like, oh hey, here's this new character for the movie. Yeah. Right. Ooh, Nintendo Switch Online reveals Cult of the Lamb as new free game trial. Mortal Kombat 1 Reptile voice actor allegedly leaks T-1000 DLC. Hironobu Sakaguchi flatly refuses to work on Final Fantasy XIV, and his answer makes perfect sense. Oh, really? Okay, what does he have to say? Read full story. Uh, so, quote, absolutely not. If I make this part as part of my work, I will know what's going on behind the scenes, so I wouldn't be able to enjoy the content myself while I'm making it. So, no offense, no. Okay, that's fair. Like, yeah, I could join the team, but then I want to be able to enjoy it on my own free time. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, you get to work on it, but it spoils the fun of discovery when going through it yourself. Yeah, good on him for that. Trains, 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 trains. Okay, over to the other website.
Exclusive requester, RPG Adventure preview page.
Five Nights at Freddy's opens at 78 million to the biggest Halloween opener of all time and achieves a cinema score of A minus. So yeah, they're doing pretty good. Stargate producer Brad Wright pitched a movie that would have brought characters from SG-1 and the Atlantis on a mission to rescue the crew of Destiny.
Legends of Season 2. Coming to Power Up List November 1st.
Got the Attack on Titan final, we mean it for real this time, guys, trailer. Yeah, final episode, November 4th, listed to be 1 hour 25 minutes long. Opening and ending by Linked Horizon.
Search soundtrack now available on multiple platforms. 2 months to migration.
Reddit threatens to block web crawlers to combat generative AI, including Google. From one source, they say that it can survive without search. Like, oof.
Speaking of which, man, those fake animated movie posters are through the roof.
Yep. Spectrum says that it will drop channels from NBC, Universal, WB, Warner Brothers Discovery, Paramount, and others if they don't agree to deals similar to Disney. Okay, limited time event here. WB starts a Scooby-Doo 48-hour episode and movie live stream on YouTube for Scooptember. They're also doing a Trick or Tune stream where they're live 24/7 airing Halloween episodes of several shows. Huh, neat.
Rolls has for Del Toro's Frankenstein movie. Make Office Bride, Oscar Isaac Monster, Andrew Garfield, Particular Doctor.
Paramount Plus cancels 2 series, Fatal Attraction and Rabbit Hole. Tokyo Disney Sea's expansion, Fantasy Springs, is opening June 6, 2024. Section.
Trailer for the Cooper's Maestro. Film got December 20th on Netflix.
Your manga creator Katsuhiro Otomo teases new series. Nintendo patents dual screen gaming device that can be split in half. Like what, some sort of Nintendo dual screen handheld system? That would never work. uh,
Balance spec, famous Nintendo 10s. First time over Hamilton. The Circuit of the Americas.
yeah, just imagine that at the Nintendo Switch 2, but really it's just like a jumbo DS. Hopefully it won't be like another Wii U situation. Eh. Power Wash Simulator's Back to the Future Special Pack DLC will launch November 16th.
Calculator versus sport. Preference for without. I felt this. HD deals with tier 4 command switchers. Hopefully some friends of their destruction. And kids, and to see all the new art 211 trains and service to mechanical issues.
Fallout TV show arrives April 12th, 2024 on Prime. Insomniac Spider-Man and Wolverine games have been confirmed to be in the same universe.
To finish with a transcript when I run. See if it's trade quits first. United Sense merger.
Mario Party 3 releasing on Nintendo Switch Online October 27th. That was yesterday. So, Mario Party 3 now on Nintendo Switch Online. Assassin's Creed Mirage will possibly get new adventures and additional content. In quotes.
Is it really set for the coming out from summer? Be affected by combustion. Taking my runs. Just run the forwarders for some pictures. So fun. It's restoration and replacement. And Eric knows supposed to be good. Friends family of Perry, friends family Vegas. Soon Summers, Rocket Files Bullet. Steve Kendall Gamer. There's a crown of Center V 22 winner. Urban Gay Center. Ball, record series. Yuki Cho, my rabbit. Text kind of Gundam Mercury. Just yet. And Pacific this week. Richard Entry. Chef Spears her. Business coming in. Something is overtime with I myself have annual special day trip. We're gonna possibly doing this for certain holiday. Get boosted the following day.
So yeah.
And from there, mostly probably next month till the next time works runs particular holiday. No event that might require camera, also reschedule my part, but that will be started eventually. Until I return to the Rolling Isles after pumpkins, treats, and costumes, among other things. Stay safe, too. I'll go back to this did print. Hopefully, we will see you next week. Take care.